with a name, but in our longing hearts, we're all the same. We can make it happen, turn things around. Let's be the change we want to see abound. We are links in a chain. We are links in a chain. An important wagon on a moving train. In this we're all the same. We're links in a chain. We are the railroad workers. We are the train engineers. No matter which way you turn, you're among your peers. We are links in a chain. We are links in a chain. An important wagon on a moving train. In this we're all the same. We're links in a chain. We are links in a chain. We are links in a chain. An important wagon on a moving train. In this
You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. Oh yes, you can, and being here is the biggest first step you can take. Hi, I'm Jan, this is Piper, that's Bonnie, this is 316 Yoga, and this is your yoga from home. This is a great place to have a class, your own personal private class, from the privacy of your own home. We're going to do an hour-long practice today. We do that every day. We do it every day live, and join us and have some fun. So the biggest thing to remember, though, is the bottom of the screen says, do what's right for your body. Your body is different than everybody else's. Your body is great just the way it is, and you move it just the way that feels right for you. Don't hurt it. If something hurts, don't do it. If something is unattainable, that's all right. You know, not everything is for everybody. Today, we're going to encourage flexibility and mobility with our poses, which we do just about every day. But tomorrow's is strength, so come back for that as well. But anyway, if you stick around for the whole hour, that's great. Or even if it's only just 10 minutes, that's okay too. Life is hard, and your yoga shouldn't be. Ease off of the expectations and just do what you can. And as you're doing that, here's a word to think about. The word to think about is brave. Brave means courageous endurance. A lot of times I talk about patient endurance, but courageous endurance. Think about that. You are strong, you are courageous, you can do it. You really can. Just try. All right, enough of a pep talk, right? Let's get started. You're going to need some props. Props for today. Eye shade is great for final Shavasana. I'm going to start there because that's my favorite part. And then also a little hand towel is nice to slip under your knees. Kind of makes your arms longer if you want to use it to do that. And it's nice to slip under your knees when we're doing lunges. All right, 2 yoga blocks. Those are great. Buy those. Strap if you want. You can use that in boat pose today. And some water. You want to have some water to drink. And this is your sacred space, right? On your mat. It's time and space just for you. So enjoy it and make it work for you. All right, we're going to start in a standing position. This is our little warm-up. We do it all the time, really, except for the restorative days. So check us out all week. Give it a try. The hour goes by really quickly. All right, so stand on up, hands on your hips, feet spread a little wider than hip width distance apart, and kind of like you're doing a hula hoop. Kind of move your hips a little bit. And that, a hula hoop is really fun. I did that in the beginning during the countdown. Liz, I hope you bought yours. They're really fun and they're very doable. The weighted hula hoops are very doable. So just move your hips a little bit and start to think about what's going on in your body. How do you feel? Stress number, lock it in. Scale of 1 to 5, scale of 1 to 10, whatever works for you. How are you feeling? Lock that number in and we'll come back to it at the end. Plant your feet solidly. Plant your hips. Stop moving the hips. Send your elbows to the back of the room and lift your chest up to the sky. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. In through the nose and out through the mouth for now. Big confidence stand. Pick up space. Drive your elbows to the back of the room. Send your chest even higher and breathe. As you're ready, start to pop on up to your balls of your feet. Lift on up. Breathe. Breathe. How you doing? Are you having fun? I saw that. Okay, all right. So pop on up to the balls of your feet, maybe even take it higher. Feel what you feel. Maybe practice barefoot. I know sometimes you like to keep your shoes on, and I don't know about your ankle strength and all that, but if you can, try practicing barefoot to allow yourself to kind of really gecko your feet into the mat. Kind of dig into the mat with your toes. Now you're lifting and lowering. Chest stays lifted. Breathe. Maybe focus by looking up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Pop up on your toes, keeping your heel behind your toes as you strengthen your foundation. Oh, so important to be strong in your foundation. You know that, everything. You got to build on a strong foundation. Maybe come on up high on the toes, hold it here for a moment or two. Strive to improve your balance. Finish on up, heels come down. Now lift your toes up and give them a wiggle independently. Try to wiggle the toes. Plant the feet solidly on the ground. Lift your arms on up to the sky. Maybe adjust your stance a little bit more. Fingers lift, extended mountain pose. Feel the lift out of your chest. Feel the lift even out of your hips, out of your fingertips. Take a big breath in. And a big sighing breath out that allows you to soften your shoulders. Interlace your fingers. Palms up to the sky. A little bend in the elbows might feel good. Start to sway from side to side. So what you're going for here is just moving your spine sideways, letting that feel good. Even after this little warm-up, you'll feel more alive. And that is awesome. Breathe. Maybe take it a little deeper. Chin away from the chest. Just move your spine. Finish up, come back to the midline, hands to your low back, elbows squeezed towards your spine, chest is open and lifted, look up, look higher, look as high as is comfortable. Breathe, little back bend. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Sigh it out and hinge forward. Let your fingers reach toward the earth, gaze down toward your knees or up toward your navel. Breathe. A little bend in your knees might feel good. It feels really good on my backside today, so I'm going to put a bend in my knees. Hands can work toward the earth or not. It's up to you. Look back toward your knees or your navel as best you can. Shake your head as the crown of your head is striving for the earth. Big breath in, big breath out. On an inhale, sweep your arms on up. Come on up to back to your extended mountain arms. Take a big breath in. Big shoulder softening breath out. Do some arm circles. So arms can be nice and big as you get into the shoulders. We're going to do thread the needle in a little bit, so kind of wake up your shoulders. Start to work the knees in too. Bend them as your arms come down and straighten them up as the arms come up. Don't stress over it, right? Move as much as feels comfortable for you today. The more you move, the easier it gets, right? Take your arm circles in the other direction. Maybe the arm circles aren't so large. That's okay. Just move. Just wake up the body. When you're ready, let's finish up. Arms down by your sides. Palms kind of in towards your hips. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. sigh it out. Let's do that big coat swing. All right, so imagine you're a child in a coat where the sleeves are really hanging down long, and start to turn and just let those arm sleeves hit your hip, hit your backside, twist. Look over one shoulder, then the other. All right, the whole idea here is it's a controlled twist. You want to strengthen your low back. You want to be in control of those twists, right? Look over the shoulder, then the other shoulder. And you can also close your eyes to challenge your balance. You do what feels good today. Take your twist a little deeper, maybe. Hello to Betty and Stan, Lori, Tammy, Liz, Kelly, Rena, Tim, Margaret, Steve. All right, I'm trying to get as many as I can when I twist. Barbara, Elizabeth, Mary Jo, Christina, Eloise, good to see you. All right, finish up. Slow it on down. Come back to the midline of your body and let's do Ragdoll. Take a big lengthening breath up. And a big sighing breath out as you hinge forward. Fold forward. Think of folding your body completely in half. Crown of the head toward the earth. Remember the bend in the knees. That's always a nice option. Your feet, toe heel them so they are hip width distance apart. That's about 2 fists. You know what feels good for you. A little bend in the knees feels nice. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Gaze to your knees or up toward your navel as the crown of your head hangs toward the earth. Breathe. Play with the knees. Do you like them bent? Do you like them straightened? Maybe bend one, then the other, and then finish. What you're going to do is still the legs in whatever position you like, and then start to sway in the arms, bringing one elbow back toward one knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Try to keep your forehead down, your forehead toward your knees, and the crown of your head down toward the earth. So this is your Ragdoll pose, a great pose to decompress your low back. Oh, we all need that, don't we? Breathe. Let it go. Really try to let it go. Think of the tailbone going up to the sky. Your heavy head, bowling ball weight size, 8 to 12 pounds. It's hanging heavy toward the earth. Finish up, come back to the midline of your body, release your fingers to the earth, shake your neck around a little bit, move it, let it be, shake it yes, shake it no, shake it sideways, and then finish. Hands come down to the earth, bend into your knees. Let's go into a classic child's pose. Don't worry, for those of us that love wide leg child pose, we'll do that too in a second. But let's do a classic child's pose. Knees together, big toes touching, hips back to your heels. Come on down. You can use a block to bring the ground up to you and rest your head. If your head doesn't make it, your forehead doesn't make it down to the earth, use that block. Nothing wrong with that. Rest the forehead heavily into the block or into the mat. Your arms, let's begin with the arms down by our sides, shoulders away from your ears, palms of your hands are face up toward the sky, and your fingers are striving to get to the bottom of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Think of your spine as long and straight. One straight line from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Now, as you're ready, let's bend our elbows. Bring your hands together in prayer, and then place your prayer hands behind your neck. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So you feel the little stretch in your triceps here. You take it to what level is right for you. Maybe you're using that block at whatever height. Maybe your hands are in prayer. Maybe they're at the top of your head. You decide. Maybe you want to capture the sides of your head and hold on to your ears. Just try. Deep breath in. Big sighing breath out. Imagine the tailbone going to the back of your room. Nice little stretch in the triceps. Now, if you're ready and you would like, try closing your lips and allow your body to focus on just your breath by breathing in and out of your nose only. Focus here on just you. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Come back to your child's pose anytime you like. And if the breath feels stressful, breathe any way you like, of course.
Maybe a couple sighs out of the mouth. Feels good. Let's come out of our child's pose now.
Or if you want to stay in it longer, go for it because it feels so good. We're going to do toes pose next. All right, so let's take a toes pose using the block. Come to standing on your knees, tuck your toes towards your shins, place the block behind your heels, and sit back on the block. All right, as you sit back on the block, maybe adjust your shoulders back a little bit more. How does that feel? All right, you decide. How does it feel? If it is painful, come out of it. This is an intense stretch in your feet, so do what feels right. All right, so in this child's pose, let's do ragdoll arms. So bring your hands behind your low back, bend your elbows. Remember how we did ragdoll? Bend your elbows and work your fingers toward opposite elbow creases. Shoulders are back and down. Shoulders over your hips as best you can. Hello, Nancy. How are you? Hello, Lynn. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Tim. Hello to Rena. Good to see you. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Soften in the shoulders. Let it be. If it's painful, come out of it. Don't do it. If it is just uncomfortable, learn to breathe through it. Learn to live with something uncomfortable, right? Breathe through it, cross that threshold, cross that barrier, and accept it. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. When you're ready, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's come out of this pose. Bring your arms around to the front, wiggle your wrists. In fact, interlace your fingers. Squeeze the fingers together. Really squeeze the webbing. Turn your hands so you can do a sideways number 8. As you do that, just, wake up the wrists. Really make the wrists move. And when you're ready, let's finish up here. Mind off of the feet. Bring your hands on down to your thighs. Remove the block. Let's come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Squeeze and scrunch your toes. Circle the ankles like you did the wrists. And then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. With the 2 blocks, come to have a seat on your heels. With the 2 blocks, let's take an ankle stretch. So you're seated, or you are sitting on top of your feet. All right, using the blocks, walk them on back. Walk them on back, and let the knees come on up. You don't have to use the blocks. The blocks bring the ground up to you. Maybe you use your hands. Maybe you bring your hands down to the mat and you're balancing really on the tops of your feet. How does that stretch feel in the ankles? You don't stretch your ankles in this way very often, do you? But having that mobility and that flexibility in your feet and your ankles helps you keep your balance, and that is so important. Breathe through your ankle pose, and let's come out of it and come into cat-cow. All right, neutral tabletop. Maybe you want to lift your feet up again and give them a wiggle, a shake, tap them out. Maybe that feels good. Cat-cow pose. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Push into the earth, not only with your hands, but the tops of your feet. Almost feel like you're starting to levitate here. Really push the earth away with all 4 limbs. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Cat pose. As you exhale, chin goes to your chest, gaze goes back towards your navel. You arch your back up to the sky like a Halloween cat, tailbone tucked under. Inhale, cow, crown of the head and tailbone lift. Do a few cat-cows, emphasizing the movement of the tailbone. Pushing into the earth. Remember, exhale. When you exhale, your navel goes to your spine, and it just kind of helps you push your shoulders and your back up to the sky. Inhale, cow. You almost feel like your belly is sagging. That doesn't sound too good, does it? But you know what I mean. Belly down like a cow, tailbone up, crown of the head up. Breathe. So you're moving your neck here quite a bit. Extending and flexing through the spine. And then finish up in your cat-cow. Neutral tabletop. Find some length here in your spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Let's do bird dog pose. All right. Bird dog strengthens your spine, strengthens your low back. It's a great pose. Let's begin by lifting the right leg up, knee to about hip height. Extend the right leg long, drive through the heel. Maybe this is where you stay. Equally distribute the weight into both hands as you press into the earth. Drive through the heel and stay right here. If you'd like to add in the left arm, lengthen it. Send the left arm long, fingers spread wide, thumb up to the sky, reach. Plant the left hand, plant the right knee, other side, left leg lifts, left leg extends, right arm reaches, fingers spread wide, reach, really strengthen, really lengthen. Let's do it again, other side, hands come down, right leg lifts, left arm lifts, reach. Hands come down, knee comes down, other side, left leg lifts, right arm lifts, stretch. Do it again, alternate. You got it. Don't forget to press the earth away. Hold it for a breath or two as you reach and lengthen. I'm going to do it one more time. Right leg lifts, left arm stretches. Plant the hand, plant the knee, reach and lengthen. You got it. Finish up. Neutral tabletop. Cat-cow pose. Breathe. Breathe. Finish up. Wide-legged child's pose. I promise this one's great. All right, knees spread wide, big toes touch, hips back to the heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Use the block under your forehead if that feels good, or stretch it out and bring the forehead down to the mat in your wide-legged child's pose. Take a moment here. And don't forget, use that block. If your forehead is not down on your mat, nothing wrong with using the block to bring the ground up to you. And as you progress in your practice, maybe, like the three little bears, right? Maybe the big block is a little too high, but the ground is a little too low. Buy a half-sized block. It's midway in between, so it's just right. Big breath in, big breath out. Now let's press on back. Shoulders are over your wrists. Knees come back a little bit. And let's do thread the needle pose. Adjust your knees. Everybody's height is different. From your neutral tabletop, lift your right arm high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. So the right arm's going to come underneath the left, right shoulder down to either a block or to the earth. Right cheek down onto your mat. Like I said, adjust your hips because everybody's stance is different, everybody's height, and, just adjust so it's comfortable. Shoulder down, cheek down, left arm reaches to the top of your mat. Breathe. Now the left arm that's reaching to the top of the mat, maybe send that up to the sky. Breathe. Maybe bend that left arm, bend the left elbow so the top of your left hand is kind of at your waist on the right side. Think of the left shoulder going more up to the sky. Breathe. Let's unthread the needle. Send the arm back up to the sky. Send the arm back to the top of your mat. Slide the left arm down so it's under your left shoulder. Right arm, unthread, de-thread this needle. Sweep the right arm up to the sky and look up to your right hand. Breathe. Exhale, other side. All right, hands come down, knees are down. Breathe. Left arm, lift it on up to the sky and look on up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle on this side. Left arm comes under right. Left palm is face up. Right arm reaches long to the top of your mat. Come down to your left cheek this time. Let your left arm work its way to the right side of your mat. Fingers reach as your palm is face up. Right arm reaches longer to the top of your mat. Shoulder, cheek are on the block or the mat. Right arm that's long, keep it long and send it up to the sky. Big breath in. Big sighing breath out. Maybe bend the right elbow, working the back of the right hand to the left side of your waist.
Think of the elbow and the shoulder on the right arm going higher to the sky. Breathe. Big breath in. And big breath out. All right. Left arm, send it back up, high to the sky. Or that's the right arm. Right arm, send it up to the sky. Right arm reaches long to the top of your mat. Your arms are kind of in an L shape here, aren't they? Slide the right arm underneath the right shoulder. Unthread the needle on the left side. Left arm goes high, up to the sky, and you look up at it too. Take the twist and look up to your fingers. Exhale, hand comes down, cat-cow, real quick. Chin to your chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow. Let it be. All right, guess what? It's time for our 1 minute plank. Do you want to get a drink before? I'm going to get a drink before. All right, so we do this just about every day. We time ourselves in a 1 minute plank. You do as much as you want. The purpose of the timer is not to intimidate you, but just to allow you to think. All right, today I did it for 5 seconds. Tomorrow I might do it for 7. Good on you. Just a little bit of a measurement. All right, let's go. All right, so for your plank, lots of ways to take it. Here's the first way. Maybe you're on your knees, spread them a little bit, work your hands more forwards, work your knees more back, hinge the weight forward so the weight is more into the arms. Maybe that is where you stay. An option would be to drop to your forearms, keeping the elbows under the shoulders. Hands spread wide, maybe you stay right here and adjust your hips, let it be. You just want to feel a little more weight coming forward into your arms, allowing your core to kind of tighten up. Another option would be to come up onto your toes and stay here in a forearm plank. I'm going to take a high plank. That's another option. Let's do it. I'll tell you as the time goes by, and there's a little timer on the screen if you want to keep track of it yourself. For a high plank, press into your hands, shoulders over your wrists, legs go long, pop on up, feet hip width distance apart. Let's time it right now. All right, 1 minute. All right, breathe, breathe. You are strong. You are stronger than you think. Bravery, bravery. What did we talk about? Bravery means courageous endurance. Hold on. You are already 20 seconds in. Awesome on you. Press into your hands. Your hands are spread wide. Suction your fingers like a little gecko into the mat. Lengthen through your spine. Stay strong. Core is engaged. We are halfway there. Halfway to a minute. Breathe. That also means you have 30 seconds to go get a cup of coffee if you want. You decide. Lengthen through your spine. We are 40 seconds in. You've got this. Stay strong. Re-engage your core. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Breathe. Build that endurance. You can do it. Be patient with yourself, but also be courageous enough to try. 10 seconds to go. Come on, you can do anything for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Push the earth away, bend your knees, come on in to a seated position, any way you like. All right, that was a minute. How did you do? Maybe mark it on your calendar. Just have a little bit of fun. You are getting strong. Stronger, stronger, stronger. All right, come on down. Grab your strap, have it up near your shoulders if you like. If you want to use that for your plank, for your boat pose. All right. So bend the soles of your feet, bend the soles of your feet, bend your knees, soles of your feet touch, knees open wide, hands together in prayer, lengthen up, and then slowly recline. Come all the way down to a reclined position. We're going to do our Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Once you're all the way down, maybe bring your heels up closer to your groin, or not, you decide. Hands to prayer center, take a big breath in, and a big breath out, thank you. Bend your elbows wide to the side, palms of your hands, not palms, fingertips lightly to your temples. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up, big breath out, sigh it out. All right, your little sit-ups as you exhale, lift on up through your upper body. Now the thing here is to keep looking up to the sky. So think of your chin lifting up to the sky because you want to keep your neck straight. You don't want to crane your neck and be looking down towards your feet. Little teeny lifts and lowers. You can come all the way down to the ground, and as you exhale, come on up. Maybe you breathe in and out of your mouth to let some heat go. Elbows open wide, knees open wide. Little teeny pulses, up, up, up. And I guess with every up has to come a down, right? True of life in general. Up and down, little pulses. Stay strong. Push your feet together. Keep your knees open wide. Finish up here. Come all the way down, shoulders down. Take a breath. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's do bicycle pose. You can keep your hands right where they are. But bring your knees together at the midline of your body. Soles of your feet are back down on your mat. With your soles of your feet down on your mat, you can ride a recumbent bike. To do that, you would extend your legs long and pedal through your heels here. Breathe, totally good, totally fine. Another option would be to bring your knees over your hips, shins parallel to the earth, peel on up and bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. Extend through the leg. One leg extends, the other one's bent, working the elbow toward the knee. Another option would be to keep the feet down, peel the shoulders up, work elbow to opposite knee here. And lastly, so many ways to do things. Straighten your legs, scissor kick them while working an elbow to an opposite knee. Bring that heel close to the earth, send the other heel high to the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Whew. Let's finish. Legs go long on your mat, shoulders are down, arms go high overhead, stretch it out in your stick pose. You look like a big number one. Stretch it out, breathe. Let's do boat pose. You can use your strap if you want. To do that, you would take your strap, place the center of the strap underneath the center of your feet, hold on to the reins like reins of a horse. And you know the rest. We'll join you, and I'm not going to use the strap. I'm going to bring my hands behind my thighs, behind my hamstrings, and rock and roll up. If you're using the strap, gently come on up as you imagine your heels are weighted, and you roll on up, keeping the tension in that strap. If you're rocking and rolling on your spine, do so only if your doctor says it's okay with your bone strength. And osteoporosis, osteopenia, you don't want to roll on your spine. All right, today I'm going to keep my shins more parallel to the earth. Still going to send my chest high, lift my chest up high, so I don't have rounded shoulders. So think of somebody right at the center of your back, just gently encouraging your back up. Hold right here, breathe, breathe, lean back a little bit more, breathe, and if you like, remove your hands and let your fingers reach towards your heels. Breathe, chest is still lifted, hold on here, arms can work their way up, 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 and hold them, or work them on back down. Breathe. How are you doing? Hold right here in your strong boat pose. Breathe. And then let's finish. Hug your knees in. Soles of the feet are down on your mat. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Maybe pop on up to your toes. Really hollowing out the belly here, right? And then maybe balance. Take the weight out of your toes. Lengthen up. Breathe. Finish up. Bring your forehead to your knees. Breathe. Maybe circle the ankles, one direction then the other. Plant the soles of your feet on your mat. Crisscross at the ankles, hinge forward. Come back to your knees and find your 2 blocks. Let's do a lunge here. All right, so your 2 blocks are by your side. They're at a high height. You're standing on your knees. Let's take the right foot, send the right foot forward, and have your right knee over your right ankle. Here's where you can use the towel as you send your left leg long on your mat. Maybe you slip the towel under the left knee to give you a little extra padding. Now with your foot, usually we take this extended legs foot and we place it in that plantar flexion, pressing the top of the foot into the mat. That feels really good, and you feel that nice stretch in the left hip. I'm going to do it a little differently today. All I'm going to do is draw the left foot into that dorsiflexion. So I'm kind of on the balls of my foot. Breathe here. You're on your blocks. Press on up, perhaps come off the blocks. Even this is a big move, right? Press on up. I've got to move this camera just a little bit back. All right, how's that? All right, so maybe, I don't know if I helped or not. It doesn't matter. All right, I'll talk you through. You don't need to be looking. All right, so right knee over right ankle, back foot in that dorsiflexion.
Breathe here, lengthen up if you like, shoulders over the hips. Arms can go high, little baby back bend. Then come on back up to hands on the blocks and then surf it out. So to surf it out, all you're going to do is straighten and bend the right leg. Breathe. Maybe take it even farther, bringing your bottom back to your heel. With the blocks, you can walk them back in kind of a half toes pose, right? All right, forward and back. Let the right knee come forward of the ankle as you find your mobility here. Mobility, flexibility, so important, and we all know it, don't we? You can do it, you should do it, and you are brave enough to start because you're here. So, you will. You will be stronger, you will be more flexible, you will be more mobile. The power of yoga is amazing. Just use it or lose it. All right, have you surfed it out adequately? How do you feel? Let's finish up. Let's switch it out. Bring your knees together. Put the towel under the opposite knee if you like. Left foot forward, knee over ankle to begin, to be nice and stable. Blocks by your side. Right leg goes long. Now, you know, you could keep the top of the right foot on the mat. It's up to you, because you're doing it your way. I'm going to draw the right foot into a dorsiflexion, pressing into the ball of my foot, pressing on up off of the blocks if you want, and then arms can go high. Little baby back bend if you like. Hands back to prayer center, hands back to the blocks. Lengthen up through the crown of your head and start your surfing, your half splits. Left leg bends and then reach the knee forward to the ankle. You decide how you want to use the blocks. You're pushing your hands into the blocks and straightening the left leg. You can use the blocks to walk back, maybe sit on your right heel, walk it forward. Just get that movement going. Really feel it, not only in your feet today, in your toes, but in the hips. And breathe. And you know, isn't it true? We all know this. Don't use the blocks too. Maybe hands to prayer center. Back and forth. We all know you feel better when you move. You just feel better. We all know we need to move more. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, how are you doing? I think it's time to finish up here. Let's come into standing on both knees. From your standing on both knees, we're going to go to a downward facing dog. Not for long. That's our way to bring us up to our standing pose for our balancing. We got a little different variation of tree today. So hands down to your mats. Your hands are shoulder width distance apart. Tuck your toes towards your shins and then straighten through both knees. Press your hips high up to the sky. Hips are high to the sky. Think of your tailbone going higher to the sky. Feet, you're looking at them. Bring them hip width distance apart. Hands, look up to them. They should be shoulder width distance apart with fingers spread wide. Gaze back towards your ankles, towards your knees, or even up towards your belly button, and shake your neck. Heels are slightly elevated. Adjust your stance so that's the case, and then start to walk the dog, we say. Pedal out your feet. Bring one heel closer to the earth and then bend the other. Shake your neck, push into the earth, tailbone high and lifted. Breathe and finish. Adjust your feet so they're nice and static. Drive those heels closer to the earth. Feel the little subtle burn in the back of your calves. Tailbone lifted. Breathe. Walk your feet up to meet your hands or your hands back to meet your feet. Arms sweep out to the sides as you come on up to a standing position. Arms high and lifted, extended mountain. Take a deep breath in and a deep shoulder softening breath out. Shoulder softening breath out. Hands to prayer center. Close your eyes here for a moment and just kind of marvel at how you feel. Don't you feel refreshed? Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Tree pose, Vrikasana. We do it just about every day. Do it the way you like. I'm going to do a little hot variation of tree from hot yoga. All right, so here's what you want to do. Root into your left foot. Take the weight out of the right. Open up the right foot to the right side of the room. And then lift the leg on up. Maybe capture the foot. capture the foot with your left hand. Bring the sole of the foot up toward the sky as your left foot is at your right hip crease. Right knee comes down toward the earth. Left hand is holding on to the right foot from the pinky edge side. All 5 fingers holding on here. Drive the knee down, hand to prayer center. Lengthen up, breathe. Now, all right, this is, you can feel, right? Big external rotation of the hip. Now, if you can take the left hand and bring your hands to prayer center. I need a little help with that. So all I'm going to do is put a bend in my standing left knee. Until I feel that the foot can stay here, then I take my hands to prayer center. Shoulders are still over my hips, more so than leaning forward. Breathe here, lengthen up. So there's your little variation of a hot tree. Bring the foot down, whichever variation you're in. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do the other side as well. Maybe you're doing the classic tree and growing your branches. Just remember to look up. Always look up. A good place to be. I'm going to root through my right foot this time. Bend my left leg. Using my right hand, I'm going to capture the outside of my left foot. Hold it here at the hip crease. Let the left knee work down toward the earth. Shoulders are over the hips. Hand or hands to prayer center. Lengthen up. Let that left knee drop down. Like I said, I need a little help. Nothing wrong with help, right? I'm going to put a little bend in my right knee until I feel that that left foot can stay where it is. Hand to prayer center. Shoulders over hips. Breathe. And then finish. All right, left foot comes down, arms go high, extended mountain, little baby back bend, back up to extended mountain. Let's do you will look taller. Bring your arms into a big letter Y shape. Your body looks like the letter Y for the word you. Bring your elbows down so your arms are in the shape of the word will for W. Yeah, you know what I mean. Bring the elbows in. Forearms parallel to the earth. Chest goes forward. 2 L's forward and back for the word look. Tee out your arms. Now pulse them back. Even the pulsing feels good. Spread your fingers wide. Pulse the backs of the hands to the back of the room. Let's do it again a little bit faster at your pace. But remember to keep the backs of the hands pressed to the back of the room. You will look. T for taller. Strengthen your spine, especially the upper spine on this one. Do it again. You will look taller. The other day we did this up against a wall, and it's really hard against the wall, keeping the hands pressed back. You will look taller. Finish. Arms down by your sides, eyes closed. Notice where your hands are. They should be in toward your hips. Lengthen up through the crown of your head and your neck. Stand up nice and tall and straight. Shoulders are back over your hips. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right, timer time again. Timer time again. Not for a plank, I promise, but we're going to work on balancing. We're going to work on balancing with one-legged tree. All right, one-legged mountain. All right, one-legged tree. All right, so one-legged mountain. Root into your left leg. Lift your right leg up. Knee to about hip height. Toes drawn towards your shins. Lift your arms on up to the sky. Let's time it. Timer starts now. 1 minute. See how long you can do this. You don't have to stay the whole minute, no big deal. You fall out, no big deal, get right back in. Really focus, look up toward the sky. Focus, fingers lift. You are over 10 seconds in. You've got this. Balance in that strong foundational left leg. Grip the toes into the mat, soften in the knee. You're 20 seconds in. Breathe. Don't worry about it. Stay here. If you need to take a break, do that. No yoga police. You know your body. Lengthen through your fingers. Lengthen through your hips. You're over halfway there. You've got it. Hold on here. Stay strong. Give that knee another little lift so it's at hip height. Breathe. Less than 15 seconds to go. Come on now. Stay strong. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Breathe. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Hands to prayer center in gratitude. Bring the foot down to meet the earth. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You can do it. Challenge yourself. Other side. Let's do the other side. Get ready with the timer. Here we go. Root into the right foot. Left leg lifts. Knee at hip height. Toes drawn toward the shin. Arms go up. 1 minute. Let's do it. Whew. you did it on the other side. Stay strong. Balance is so important, especially as we get older. We are 10 seconds in. Lift higher out of your fingers. Feel the lengthening out of your hips. You did your lunge. Your hips are nice and mobile and flexible. You've got it. All right. We are 15 seconds in, 20 seconds in, actually. Lift a little higher. Breathe. Stay here. As we get older, balance is so important. I'll post an article 30 seconds in. You got it. 30 seconds to go. I'll post an article in our group, private group on Facebook. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. Check us out. Ask to join. Got 15 seconds to go. You got it. All right, hold here. I'll post an article about the importance of balancing, especially as we get older. Lengthen out of your fingers for the last 10 seconds. Hold, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Hold on. Hands to prayer center in gratitude for what you just did. Left foot comes down to meet the right. Whew! Not easy, is it? Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. But you will get stronger, I promise. Here's another pose to get you stronger. Hands to your hips. Bend in the knees. Bend into the knees. Pop the heels on up as you balance on the balls of your feet. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Sink a little bit lower. Kind of like a drinking bird, right? That's where we're going. All right, so stay on the balls of your feet. Bring your hands behind you, palms face down, shoulders are nice and open because we did our thread the needle. Bring your pinkies more towards your spine. Chest is still lifted and open as you look forward. Sink a little bit lower, palms are face down. This is your drinking bird pose. Think of a bird with the wings back. Maybe come down even lower, maybe come down to your heels. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. You got it? Come as low as you like. Finish by sweeping the arms up, planting the heels, extended mountain. Lengthen. Hands to prayer center. However you did it, you did it. Variations are good. Do what you can and just work toward doing, more. Strive for progress, not perfection. Hands to prayer center. Exhale, fold forward. Hands toward the earth. Look back to your knees. Remember Ragdoll? Toe heel your feet, hip width distance apart. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Crown of your head hangs toward the earth. Little bend in your knees. Remember how you felt coming into this early on in the practice. How do you feel now? Start to sway your elbows, one back toward one knee, then the other. Bowling ball head, crown of your head hangs toward the earth. Sway gently from side to side. Find that mobility. Finish up, come back to the midline of your body, wiggle your toes. Maybe release your fingertips to the mat and wiggle your toes. Bend your knees, come on down to your mat. Come on down and have a seat on your bottom. Maybe another drink is due. All right, send your legs long, toes up toward the sky, seated forward fold. Arms go up, think extended mountain, find length out of your fingers. Exhale, reach with those parallel arms, forward, forward, forward. Your gaze is forward too. Your back is long, crown of your head to the sky. You're reaching through your arms, feeling the goodness in your low back. Reach your hands toward your thighs, your shins, your ankles, your feet, whatever you can reach. Keep your elbows hugged in, toes up to the sky. Fold forward, bringing your gaze toward your knees. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Spread your legs wide. Legs go long and wide. Blocks between your legs. Forearms down to your blocks at whatever height is right for you. Little bend in your knees feels good. Just fold it forward here. We're not going to stay long. We're just going to lengthen through our spine with each inhale. And with each exhale, get your mind out of the way as you fold more forward. Adjust your blocks and breathe. Finish up. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Some of these poses you think, oh, I'm just getting into it. We'll do poses like this on Thursday and Sunday in a restorative way, which is holding the pose for 3 to 5 to 7 minutes. Bring your legs together. One more big seated forward fold. Arms lift. Exhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach for your legs, your feet, and fold your forehead towards your knee. Fold your forehead. How about bring your forehead towards your knee? Inhale, come on up. Let's go onto our bellies. Just roll on over. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Hands underneath your collarbones. Legs are long, tops of your feet are pressed into your mat. Hands underneath your collarbones, chin at the center of your mat. Exhale the air out of your lungs, elbows hugged in. Inhale, peel your shoulders on up. Little teeny lift, keep your legs together. Maybe press into your hands as you lift a little higher. Maybe press on up to your fingertips. Maybe no weight in your hands at all. As you squeeze your elbows towards your spine, then squeeze your elbows towards your feet. Lift and hold and finish. Hands come down. Press on up through straightened arms. Seal pose. Soften in your glutes. You want to squeeze them tight here, but soften in them. Find space in your hips. Breathe. Come on up to standing on your knees. Little baby gentle camel. So bring your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine and look forward. Elbows are squeezed towards your back. Hands are pushing your belly forward. Breathe. Maybe look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe look up high overhead and stay right here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Finish up. Shoulders over your hips. Have a seat. Ooh, there goes my water. I hope I don't need it. Have a seat on your heels. Nice stretch here in your quadriceps. Even this has a name. Remember what this is? It's Thunderbolt pose. Lengthen up and let it go. Come on down to your back and let's do bridge. All right. Soles of your feet are on your mat. Hands together in prayer. Lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, roll on down. Come all the way down to your back. Arms down by your side. Work the soles of your feet up closer to your bottom. Heels, toes are down. Nice and solid foundation in your feet. When you're ready, press on into your legs. Press into your legs, lift your hips on up. Lift them high as you can go. And then wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine and think of like making a little shelf for your heart. Let you push your hips even higher. Feet are underneath your knees. Strong feet, strong legs here. Arms down by your sides. Breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out. Finish up. Roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Keep your navel tucked to your spine until you get all the way down. All the way down. Let's do a reclined pigeon. Remember how I said the towel can use to make your arms longer? We'll do that. Maybe if you can grab your eye shade, bring it up by your shoulders too. All right, so knees are bent, right leg lifts. Bring the outside of the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So your legs are like in a figure 4, right? Draw your left leg up, up, up. So the left foot is off of your mat. Drive the outside of the right knee toward the front of the room. Take your hands or your towel and maybe capture underneath your left knee. Hug the left knee in, keeping your shoulders down. Feel the nice awakening of your glutes, right? You don't have to use the towel. You could have interlaced fingers hugging this knee in. Remember to keep the right knee, the outside of it, pushed toward the front of your room. Breathe here. Take it a little farther if you want. Interlaced fingers or towel now underneath your knee on the front of your leg, on the shin. Breathe here. Now your right ankle. Let's just circle the right ankle around a couple of times to the right, then a couple of times to the left. Then finish up, draw the right toes toward the right shin, hold it here, hug the left knee in, drive the outside of the right knee away, just hold it here. And then finish. Left foot comes down, right foot comes down the other side. Right foot is planted, left leg lifts, outside of the left ankle on top of the right knee. With your hands, push the inside of the left thigh open. Maybe that's where you stay. Lift the right leg. Interlaced fingers or towel behind the right knee. Hug it in nice and tightly. If you like, move those hands, bringing them underneath the shin and hug it in, driving the outside of the left knee away. Start to circle the left ankle in one direction. Then circle it in the other direction. Bring it to stillness. Draw the left toes toward the left shin. Hug everything in nice and tightly. And then let's be done. Left foot comes down, right foot comes down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hug your left knee into your left armpit. Hug your right knee into your right armpit. So your legs feel like your hips are coming out and around your rib cage. Hug them in and rock a little bit from side to side. Maybe with your knees, draw little circles on the ceiling in one direction and then in the other direction as well. Happy baby, happy baby. So still your body at the midline, tailbone down on your mat. Hands can capture inside your calves, or maybe you just keep them where they are underneath the knees. You can capture the calves, you can capture inside the heels. Big bend in your knees. Send one leg up toward the sky, then rebend it and send the other one. And then go back and forth. So here's your happy baby pose. Bending one knee, straightening the other, finding mobility here. Let's send both heels high up to the sky. Open up your pinky toes toward the earth. Bring your legs into a big letter V shape. Hold it here. And let's finish. Knees meet at the midline of your body. Knees bend. Feet come down to your mat. Best pose time. Final Shavasana. Grab your eye shade or your towel. And you can cover your eyes in a classic Final Shavasana pose. Heels long onto your mat, legs spread a little bit, eyes covered if you like. You know, another option, you could slip a towel or something under your neck if you like that. You know, make it work for you is the key. Arms down by your sides. Palms face up will allow you to externally rotate your shoulders and kind of wiggle your shoulders again, creating that shelf for your heart. Lengthen through your neck. And you know, another option with your arms is to have your palms face down. Maybe that feels mentally more connecting today. You decide what works for you. Let your pinky toes fall toward the earth. They were there just a minute ago in your happy baby. Take a deep breath in. And a deep shoulder deflating, softening breath out. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Breathe deeply and be at peace. You did it. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Don't worry about anything right now. Don't think thoughts. Just enjoy your breath. Deepen it. Soften your jaws if your teeth are touching. No thoughts, just your breath. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. maybe this is where you put me on mute and you lie here in your final Shavasana pose as long as you like. If it's time for you to conclude your hour, let's begin to bring some motion back into our fingertips and our toes, circling your ankles in all different directions, and then circling your wrists in all different directions too. Fingers and toes spread wide and move independently. Inhale, arms go up overhead as you stretch it out. Point your toes to the bottom of your mat, reach your fingers farther to the top. As you exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head and soften in your top shoulder. Eyes are closed. Savor your breath here. Big breath in and big breath out. Perhaps you'd like to keep your eyes closed as you make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Whatever is comfortable for you today is the perfect pose. Bring your hands to prayer center, lengthen up through your spine, take a deep breath in, and a deep, slow breath out. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. You can, you should, and you were brave enough to start. You did it. You succeeded. So that was your yoga for today. Stress number you took in the beginning, go back to it. What was it? And what is it now? I'm sure it's a lot lower, and that's really, really important. But most importantly, ease off your expectations. Just do what you can with what you got. You're courageous, you're brave, just have that endurance, stick with it. Come back every day, try it out every day, and see how you do. I promise you'll feel a lot better, for sure. From Bonnie and Piper and me and Dwayne, have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you on your mats tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Hi. Shake your neck, loosen your neck. How are you doing? See ya. Good girl. You're just a good girl. Yes, you are. Bonjour, mes amis. I am still in France and loving every minute of it. And I hope that you are loving every minute of your yoga. I'll be back with you soon. But in the meantime, here are some of the adventures that I've been having.
Bonjour à tous, un autre jour et je vais aller en classe. C'est le côte des yeux. Bonne journée. Bisous, bisous.